Okay, so here we are. Oh my gosh, another day on the journey to galactic Gaia and what that means to all of us. So I'm really glad to have you here with us. And let's just take a moment and design our space. So breathe. Let your breath bring a sense of calm, a sense of freedom of day worry. And as you exhale that into light, transformed and now light. Take another breath and notice the impact as it moves in through your nostrils and into your body, down the midline. Let that become light within your bodysuit. Feeling it at the top of your head, down your spine, out your fingertips, down your legs, out your feet. We are light beings in physical bodysuits who have gathered on the sacred ground of sovereignty. We are here anchoring that divine essence of our divine family, infusing all the systems in our bodysuit itself with the codes of that family of good. Those long ago codes exist in your breath. And as we sit in circle here on the earth, Mother Gaia, we are broadcasting our divine family's codes, calling forth that resonance within Gaia herself, so that we are held in that light, and she also is fed by that light. Our teams that are here to be with us, to teach us and guide us, are here in a resonance to that same divine commitment of good. And we welcome them into our space, into our circle, holding sovereignty. So the circle is designed, it is claimed and anchored, and so it is. Okay, now let's breathe yourself into the circle. And let's put ourselves in the circle one at a time with whatever quality you want to add or essence of any kind you want to add. So Sharon Raji Maynard here in Seattle, Washington area, Whidbey Island actually, where the temperatures is like, I think it's about 68. I had to put heating pad on my feet because it got so cold, and that's kind of strange after the weekend of like, what was it, 104, 110 in some areas here. So pivot, the word that we're living in is pivot. Hold tight because we can change that quickly. Oh, welcome here. And I am going to tag Deborah.
I'm in North Carolina in Sanford. And it's just, I don't know how to put it into words. It's sort of just day to day, sort of the same thing, just taking it day to day and whatever's coming. Thank you. Equanimity day to day, I guess. much as you can. And I'll tag Alex. Or can you talk, Alex? Sharon, you're muted.
So Alex has typed in, and you see this before we started. She's tuning in after challenging oral surgery this morning. She
Okay.
can't get through on the phone lines, so she's
So,
probably just listening.
so Arlie.
Well, I'm Arlie. I'm in Eastbourne, New Zealand, across the harbor from Wellington. It's a freezing cold morning here. You can see frost on the grass there to my right in the picture. And I'd like to bring anticipation to the circle. I just feel this, something's coming, something big is here to be learned today. And I would like to pass on to Lavender Joy.
Thank you, Arlie. I am Lavender Joy, also Gail Kaplan, and I am in Collingswood, New Jersey. And I would like to bring into the circle peace and calm. And I pass to Emma.
I am Emma in Williamstown, Massachusetts. I have this sense of weaving many things together into new patterns. And so that sense of, that's what I'll bring into the circle, is weaving new patterns. I'll call on Sharon Alexander.
Hello and good afternoon, ladies. And please forgive me for being late. I had a client find me on the internet and want to come in person, which I haven't done in 15 months. And oh my gosh. So anyway, and I'm realizing that like these hour sessions do not work. So she just left. So I bring in, it's kind of rejuvenation. Like I kind of have one foot here, like I don't know where I want to go now, and I don't want to do it the way I used to do it. And then one foot in, absolutely, bring it on. I love helping people in the way that I know I can. And this work with you all is only help, like taking that deeper. And I have no idea how or where it's going to go or what's going to happen, but bring it on, bring the clients. And so manifesting, or I don't know, abundance, or just sharing my gifts, or just like connecting with you all, and that infusion. I bring infusion of joy and clarity and cleansing and healing. And I don't know, but all of it, all together. Thank you. Blessings and namaste.
Okay, Tara, your turn.
And Tara, yes, thank you. And I really have to pee, so I might say.
Hi, sorry, I'm having Wi-Fi problems here. Keep coming on and off, and I'm now on my phone, so I can't see everyone, which is aggravating me. But anyhow, I am planning a trip for next week to go to California. Well, thank you, Sage. She fixed that for me. Okay. With my family to Big Bear Mountain. So I'm excited about it. So I'm guessing I want to bring in excitement and new experiences to the circle today.
Okay. So we have,
Are we missing anyone? Did everyone go?
I think everyone's gone, everyone who's here. And as I said before we did the circle, Avi's working, Cinda's traveling, and Angelique is, today's the day they're cremating her mom. So this is a family thing for her, of course. Oh, and Alexandra had oral surgery this morning, so we'll hold that good space for her. And extending it to others who we know, we all know individuals who are struggling, staying strong in many ways. And so any of those who come to mind, let's just take a moment and put their names. You don't have to say them out loud. Just put their names in this circle, because the circle energy itself knows what to do. Let's just place them in our circle. Okay, so here we are. And today starts at least 3 weeks. I might take a little bit, might spread into 4, but shining the light on you, each of you, so we can get to know each other a little bit better, so that we can also have the opportunity to do a little presenting, a little interviewing, in whatever form it will take. And you all have the attachment that I sent with the email. And also you've also been invited into, I think it's called Slack. I don't know why they call it Slack, because it's really an organizational tool and a communications tool. So information can go just to the Sacred Ground people. So if you're overwhelmed with emails of other kind, our messages wouldn't get lost. So I've invited all of you, and so check, and I need to invite you again. I'll see how I can do it. I tried to figure it out, but I think if I invite once, then I have to wait for you guys on your end, but a lot of you are already there. So today we're going to have a presentation from Tara. And in whatever way each of you want to put your passion together is totally good. If you want to do a little mini workshop to show us your work, if you want to do a little lecture to show us your work, if you'd like me or somebody in the group to be interview with you, because all of those things happen when you start putting your work out into the world. You'll be interviewed, you'll be asked to do little mini sessions. And so it's also a place where we can kind of practice in a good way, in a safe way. So Tara, I've known for quite some time. In fact, I met Tara through Arlie, when Arlie was still in Seattle. So it's been a lot of years, and worked with Tara, worked with her family, watched things happen and change, and her kids grow. And so I'm not going to tell you anything more about Tara, because I'm going to turn the time over to her, and we'll see how she wants to structure the time. So Tara, let's let you take over and begin where you want to begin your story. Okay.
Okay. I think some of you know some of my story because you're in my group circle outside of class. You know some of it anyway. But Sharon's correct. Arlie is my mom's closest friend. I was adopted, at birth, and was raised with this family. And I met Arlie, I don't even know, probably when I was very small. And so I was going through a really rough time after my last child was born, who's now 17. I had some depression and stuff. I had overcome a lot of obstacles happening over a short period of time, losing multiple family members and having a miscarriage and various things. And I didn't want to take any medication. So my mom flew me out to Arlie's house, and Arlie brought me to Sharon. And so that was the first experience that I've ever had with spiritual experiences. Because, I think unless you're raised in that environment, you're kind of skeptical until you actually experience something yourself. And lo and behold, I went home and I was a new person. I couldn't quite explain how that happened, only just to know that what Sharon did for me worked. And so through the years, I've reached out to her during multiple crisis situations throughout my life since then, over the last 17 years. And it's made a huge impact on my life. And I've wanted ever since then to kind of learn what Sharon does and how to help other people in that regard. And so through, various things in life. And I'm also a nurse practitioner, by the way. Been doing it for 11 years. It's a second career for me. So I heal people physically pretty regularly. I work in urgent care right now, so I do help treat a lot of people. And knowing the other half of, the existence, I guess, the spiritual stuff more, I realize that I think a lot of the problems and health conditions people have do stem from, manifesting the wrong things, thinking of the wrong things, spiritual background. So I have worked in many different areas in medicine, and I was at the time working in oncology, and I got laid off. They let off a lot of people, and I didn't really know what to do. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to start a business of my own. I have, as a woman, you know how hard it is for us to feel good about ourselves physically, just, from what we see around us. And we have a friend whose wife is just a homebody. She stays at home all the time. She likes to read. She's just that kind of person, but he's very extroverted. So he goes to, events and things, and we see him more. So I was at one time in a workout program, and she joined in, and she lost a whole bunch of weight, and she started coming out and doing things. And I thought, wow, she was just insecure. That's why she was missing out on so many things. And so I had decided, oh, and then I had some friends, excuse me, who were saying something about Botox. And I said, you do Botox? I didn't even know that, because, you think they're always those crazy looking doll fake face people. And I thought, I didn't even know that. They look completely natural. And of course, I'm sure all of us can raise our hand at one point where we don't really want to be seen in a bathing suit in front of a group of people, which would be myself. So I know I lost weight at one point, and I was really excited about, not being ashamed of myself and having more fun at an activity with people. So that's when it occurred to me that I could bring something to the plate and help people feel more confident in themselves and actually enjoy their life more. And so I decided, I would just start doing some Botox and fillers on the side, and, making my own schedule, because I'm sick of asking to go to the dentist at work or whatever. I just want to be in charge of my own life. And I ran into a doctor that I used to work with in the emergency room at night. We used to do night shifts. He still does. And he kind of asked me what I was up to. I told him, and he got all excited and said he wanted to start a business doing something along those lines. So we started a business together. I still have to work in urgent care, of course, to make money. But at the same time, I still feel an urge to integrate holistic treatments, because I really believe in whole, health, mind, body, spirit, and improving the, I guess, the quality of life, in multiple various ways. So I named the company Health Science Med Spa, is like what we're under, but the full name is Health Science Aesthetics and Wellness. And I put wellness on there because I can make the business into anything I wanted it to be. So integrating, things like acupuncture, and I have an electromagnetic therapy mat that helps with a huge list of health conditions. And, I'd like to have herbalists there someday, and, IV therapy and Reiki, which I am trained in. I'm at level 2, but I just haven't practiced it enough to really be experienced at it yet. So that's another focus I have to put my time into. And Sharon brought up to me, hey, Tara, why don't you consider, healing some people in another manner using the stuff we're learning here? And I thought, first I was kind of, I don't know. People think we're weird, we talk about things like that. I even bought a lamp for my spa that looks more like a beehive, so people don't know that it's, a healing stone of sorts. Because, I don't want people to not come back just because they think, some people are very judgy about that stuff. So, but Sharon said, no, you can set up your own parameters. We can make it to where you're drawing those types of people, and kind of creating an environment like that so that you'd have, the opportunity to heal people that way too, and medically, because I have my license. So that's kind of where I'm at this point. It's been just hard because I'm working full time, and then I got my 3 kids. One is a girl named Shay. She's 22. My son is Jackson is 19, and my daughter is 17. Her name is Sage, which you might have met along right way in the beginning. I don't remember. So that's kind of where I'm at, and kind of looking towards Sharon to give me some guidance a little bit, but it's still at the very beginning stages. We're still trying to get it going. We opened our business right before COVID hit, literally about 4 months before it hit. So we didn't really have many clients at all. And we were closed for the majority of last year. And I was just able to see enough clients on my own to pay the bills, but that was about it, not enough to buy more products. So that's still coming out of our pocket. So I'm just trying to get it built up. And interesting enough, I went and had a Reiki session with an amazing Reiki specialist out here where I live. And what's interesting is she told me during my treatment, and she doesn't know anything about me. She just said, multiple times during your reading, your guides told me that you shouldn't give up on your business. It's going to be a really big deal. It's going to be very busy, and you're going to heal lots and lots of people. And the reason why things aren't falling into place for you very easily right now is because the universe wants you to focus on your spiritual growth and skills, because they're going to be needed in your business. And once it starts going, it's going to be really busy and you won't have time. So with that being said, I kind of feel a little rushed. It's like, okay, I got to try to get this thing going and find time to, focus on all those things. So that way I can get this business going. Because obviously it's kind of tricky just trying to barely get by and have people trying to work for us. And, they need to make money too. They just can't see, 2 clients a month. So, so I'm trying to grow this whole thing and trying to manifest money to do it, and clients and stuff like that. So it's just in the beginning stages. So if anyone has any ideas, I would be greatly appreciative to hear what you might have to say about that.
Thank you, Tara.
Mhm.
So let's just open the floor for if you have a question for her, or an idea that's working for you, because it doesn't, when we share our ideas, this worked for us. Remember, that's the moon path. It's your path that you're sharing with somebody else, which is totally helpful. And it may or may not be something that helps her in that direct sharing, except it might trigger something that she says, oh, that might not be what I would do, but that reminds me of X, And
Mhm.
so tell us again, Tara, what's the name of your business that you call it, the shorthand one?
Shorthand is just Health Science Med Spa. It's just DBA, doing business as.
Mhm.
I assume once we grow and we add all these other holistic remedies to it, I would expand it to the full name. But currently we're just doing facials and Botox and fillers, just basic stuff
Mhm.
with an esthetician and a nurse injector, until we can start adding more things. I already have the mat. I just haven't implemented it yet. And interesting enough, my nurse injector told me she has a friend who's a naturopathic doctor, which, by the way, I would have been if I had known anything about it before I went to study medicine. But I guess she's looking to do business out this direction, because she's an hour in a different direction, so she can have different types of clientele. And she's looking to work with another business doing acupuncture and IV infusion, which is awesome because I want that, but I don't know if it's kind of premature because we're still trying to get off the ground. But anyway, I figure things just pop into place when they're supposed to. So just threw that in.
Town are you in, Tara?
Where our business is in Phoenix. It's literally just 15 minutes from Anthem though, so it's pretty close to me. Northern area of Phoenix.
Okay.
And you have a space, a dedicated space, and is there room for others to come in and offer their services?
So the space is very small. It's just, one room at this point in time. We do have, my partner has another room that he uses for like a weight loss laser therapy, which we try to refer back and But that room is also open if we ever need to use it, if it's not being used, for the weight loss at that time. But that's it. I mean, we'd like to grow it so we can get our own place with a bunch of rooms and space to have a lot of different modalities there. But that, I mean, that has to wait until we have enough clients where we can station somewhere there all day. Because right now we're just by appointment only.
And you have a website.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's healthsciencemedspa.com.
One thing you might know about and might want to know about is Vibrance products, VIBRANZ. And they're kind of amazing. They have some, they do have small lasers, red, violet, green, that are really good on facial stuff and different parts on your body. It's not big ones, but it does healing. But they have some amazing products of different oils and things that are really good for your skin and different things. And they also have products that help with EMF and 5G stuff that are really good. So you can just and go on their website. And I've been very impressed with what they're coming up with. They're very clean and very, and they've been talking about, you can buy these little things like you can put in your microwaves, you can put on your whole house thing to get rid of the bad electrical vibrations. But I'm like, so can you put them on the 5G towers and just ameliorate, because they want to stop it at the source.
Yeah.
So it changes it at the source. But they also have products that you can, brush your teeth with, clean your face with, and all that are very good. So you might, and you can be a distributor, so you get discounts and all. So just something if you're interested to check
Oh,
out.
neat. So you said B as in boy?
V as in Victor.
B as in boy, RANZ as in
B
zebra?
as in Victor, I as in
Oh,
India,
okay.
B as in boy, R as in Roy,
Vibrance.
ANZ,
Vibrance.
Vibrance.
Oh, got you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Well, that sounds really
And they
neat.
have some really
I'll check that
interesting
out.
studies and people who've done the aura of your system and how it heals in the aura things with some of their stuff. So just might want to check it out.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely going to check that out. Thank you.
Another thing to think about, Tara, is how many businesses, including advanced online businesses, are becoming hybrid. So that not every, like, I'm not going, I had to go into my medical office and do my yearly checkup, but they needed my body, right? But I'm not going to go back into the office to get the feedback, which normally you'd have to go back to the office, then they give you the feedback. I'm not doing that. I'm doing it online, right? And so you might want to think about, like, for example, who in our communities that are also beginning to build new businesses, but are doing their work online, that as you go along, as you add some of these other, like Lavender Joy is a genius with essential oils. And Emma's doing the EFT, is it called EFT clinic? I mean, so some, so that they would not, they don't have to come to your office, but they could be part of that integrated protocol that people could help people put together, and have some who just do it long distance with some of this stuff. Some of your stuff, not at all, has to be done in the office, right? But some of the, as you start
Right.
into that integrated complementary things, you think about that hybrid, that, how do you make a partnership? You don't have to pay their wages. They pay you a commission back, an affiliate type program. And yet they're part of the team that you might pull together for this client, a unique team for this client, and a unique team for this client.
That's an interesting way to look. Yeah, that sounds
And you
pretty
don't
cool,
have to have
actually, think
an
about it.
extra room.
Right.
Right.
True.
Because
Yeah, that
one
makes
of the
sense.
things that I wanted to recommend was this sense of weaving, because Lavender Joy and I spoke, and we're going to be referring our clients back and forth. She talked to me about different essential oil products that I can use, either either my clients can use when they're on Zoom, or I can use if they're in the office, to create the right kind of atmosphere. And then we're going to be teaching a class together to how to combine EFT and essential oils. And so I think it would be amazing for all of us to see how we can weave our products and our services and our skill sets together with one another to really create a very strong fabric. So yeah, I mean, that would be a great thing.
That sounds really good. Do you have a website?
I do. It's, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
If you want to, anyone who has websites that would like to share them, put it in the chat or send an email, and I'll make and we'll share it that way, but also make a PDF so we can add to that. And we may want to, after we do this 3-week thing, we may want to sit down and say, what would a model look like? For example, what, like I said to you, Tara, how are you going to design the business? And that, and there's some, I mean, I have ideas about that. That's why I'm doing career building courses, and why I'm putting when I'm teaching TAG starting the end of July, that first level of TAG will include a career building course. You're not just, because how we're going to use the laws and the principles and the concepts to build a career that's sustainable from universal law and the way we made Earth mission, that we're kind of all in that place to some degree. So let's hold that as a possibility once we share with each other and certainly have conversations with each other, but then maybe creating a 4-week down the road where we could say, what would the model look like? And everybody could fit however they want to fit. And you might have a stage 1, Tara, where you have, what do you got going on at stage 1 and what that is, and what would stage 2, 3, 4 be that you're going to be growing into. So
That's a good, an outline would be a good idea. I didn't think about that.
So what do you find that you get or hope to get in this new business in the health science med spa? What is it that you're feeling might be qualities there?
It's meaning as far as the overall goal.
Yeah, for you. What's your thought? What's your goal?
I think, basically to just, help a lot of people have, better quality of life and help them to, I guess, pull away from this crazy lifestyle that people have where they're just living the day-to-day stuff and not really living their best life. People just get drawn into the politics and all that other stuff, and they have all these ailments. And so I want to be able to help people in a more natural way. And I think, that's what I've always liked since I was a child, basically. I think I've always wanted to be a doctor since I was 4 years old. But now I see the bigger picture, and there's much more to it than just, I don't agree with just writing prescriptions all day, even though I do that because I have to at work. But I feel like I can still do what I love to do in a safer, healthier way where it can bring a more well-rounded experience for every person that walks in my door. And I feel that, I mean, just I guess as far as the perspective of just doing the, physical appearance stuff for some people, some of them are people, I mean, now I'm at an age, I'm 50 years old. I'm at an age where a lot of people are getting divorced. They want to, get out in the world and meet people, but they're insecure about who they are. And I think if you can just give them that little bit of confidence so they can go out and meet people and enjoy their life and feel better, if they have any ailments that you can help relieve, or any insecurities. I feel like that's a really huge achievement. And that's kind of what my goal is, in the big picture for people.
Sounds
I don't know
good.
if that answers your question.
It answers part of it, because I think the other part of it is what you want for yourself. If I heard you correctly, you want financial stability. You want financial stability, but you also
Mhm.
want to have more control over your time, more flexibility, or over what you are doing with your time. So there's
Exactly.
benefits for you in it.
Mhm.
Without
Exactly. I'm tired of working these hours that I'm told to work, doing things the way I'm told to do them. This corporate stuff is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm just sick of how they meddle in medicine. They don't have any idea how it works, or how it affects the patients, or how it hinders our ability to practice and provide really good care. And I'm sure Arlie can completely agree with that. I just want to be able to make my own schedule, do things that I have fun doing, make people happy, not sitting here listening to people complaining about their runny nose for 2 days all the time. They're happy, they're looking forward to change and stuff like that. And I feel it's just a healthier environment to be in for me to work in, makes me happier. Plus, I need that financial stability too. I'd like to retire at a decent age, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to take care of my mother, and be sorry about my own care as an elder person in the future. So kind of all that's also would fit with them too. So
perfect. Any other questions anybody has for her?
that's
And then we're going to take a break. Yes, Sharon Alexander's got something for you, Tara.
Tara, have you looked at other businesses that are similar, or do you know people who have done what you want to do? Or, even if it's just parts of that you can build on and refine. I mean, I guess it's that moon bit, and then you take it and you make it yours, so that you're not recreating the wheel when, others have already gone down this path. And I'm moving locations.
right.
Right.
That's that's a good question. I don't really personally know anyone doing an integrative approach to things. I do know, an acupuncturist. I know, someone else who's doing, bits and pieces of it, and that's their only focus. I don't really, and at least the businesses that I see around here are just doing pretty much the spa stuff, the typical
The med
facials
spa.
and fillers and all those things, but not right. That's it. I mean, and that's kind of what we look like right now as a med spa, but I have a big picture of, I'd like to, I see it in my mind as this big center that has, an herbalist and a healthy juice bar that you can go to, and, Reiki and massage therapy. You can go and get, other things done, and maybe, who knows, even a hairdresser. Maybe it's a one-stop shop to just spoil yourself, mind, body, and spirit all in one place. But that's obviously further down the road. But I haven't seen anything like that. I don't know if you have.
Well, I was going to say, I know a woman who had a Medi Spa thing I think on Bainbridge Island. And this was several years ago when our paths crossed with some regularity. I think she lives in California now. I could find her name if you wanted to talk to her. But also, so I'm offering that. And I'd like to say that, hold that vision, because it's beautiful. And what I hear and what resonates with me is this community building, working in collaboration with all of these other practitioners, and maybe together, as you build out your site that you have now, you all together can build into a bigger site or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, I think it can happen organically. I think it's absolutely what some people will totally want, and that you'll be successful, but just hold the vision as you go along, for for where you're going and how it's going to, and then it will come together. That's, I don't know, that's what I think.
Yeah, when, you know, as you're talking, Tara,
Right,
I can
true.
I can really see how the model that I've been using since March would be totally applicable to what you're talking about. And so, you know, I think that by bringing some of those things together in another workshop would be really, really cool, really important. And then we could see how that each of us weaving our own, then weaving together, how that fits into a good model. And I hadn't thought about that until this conversation, that maybe we would want to have a model building
Sounds good.
presentation. You know, because if you're going to do it for you, Emma's doing it for her, Lavender Joy's doing it, I'm doing it, you know, we're all doing it. Well,
Okay.
let's talk about it,
Um,
because then we support each other, and then the bigger picture of togetherness comes. So this is really good. I'm glad we're doing this for the next 3 weeks. 2 weeks, 2 more weeks. So what I'm going to do, I am going to, let's take say is 5 minutes enough, or does anyone need more? Do you need more than a 5-minute break?
Sharon, can I
I'm
just,
breaking up on my,
I just put 2 recommendations in the chat. You know, partially spurred by what Sharon Alexander just said. You know, there's a guy, Austin Kleon, who I think he's got good, short, thoughtful books, mostly pictures with a couple of lines, which is great. I like picture books. But he says, you know, artists steal all the time, and then they turn it into their own stuff, which is kind of what we're talking about for Tara, is like, look at businesses who are similar-ish enough to you and then steal their shit. And then build it into your own. So he's really good. Plus he's inspiring and funny. And then I'm just reading a book called The Gift by Lewis Hyde. And he talks kind of like what we've taught about, Sharon, in the financial course, about how to look at receiving money for your gift, which is your skill, which is what you want to give to the
is
world. But also,
breaking up.
I'm breaking up too. Yes? No? No. Okay. Anyway, there you go. Those are my recommendations.
Yeah, good. And all of the things in the chat, it'll be saved into a file, and I'll make sure it gets, you know, made available, even part of the resource that we have in our website group. So, okay.
Can I
Yes,
make one
Deborah.
quick comment?
Absolutely.
Tara, something I was hearing you say at the beginning was that you weren't real happy with the current medical model and treatment for a lot of people, and that you worked in oncology at one point. And some of the stuff like Sharon's work and some of the mind work, when people get to their bottom line thought patterns, when they have serious illnesses, can make a huge change. So that's something that you can work with your former contacts in the traditional medical field with people who aren't doing real well or something, that might come in and do that type of work, the type of work Sharon does, or some of the other getting to their thing. Because like I had a client who came in and basically the NIH had told her, go home, get your affairs in order. She had a very rare cancer and they said, prepare to die. And she came to see me and we worked through her stuff, and
She's still here.
as far as I know, she's still fine. I mean, I haven't seen her in years, but she didn't die and she was doing very well. So there's other models that you can use and maybe bring in some of those people, or bring them to other therapists that do Sharon's type of work or some other kind that they can even do online, and bring that to help them with that kind of medical, not just, oh, I want to look prettier and get rid of some of my wrinkles. I hear you on a deeper level of medicine and healing as having wanted to be a doctor. So just something to consider.
No, definitely 100%. I agree. Yes.
Well, good. Are we ready for 5 minutes?
Sure.
Yes.
So let's see, it is, we are going to be meeting at let's say 5 after the hour, which gives you maybe 7 minutes. Okay, 5 after the hour, we'll be back. See you then.
Okay.